Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Jar of Marble dwellers and Jar of Marble curious. My name is Linda and this is Jar of Marbles, and we have Bob here with us today. Yes, you do. It's good to see you, Bob. Yes, it is. This week, I'd like to talk a little bit about Reject the Script. I'm done accepting the script. Many of us have. The one handed to me quietly, politely, persistently over decades. The one that said, be agreeable, be grateful, don't be difficult, age gracefully, which mostly meant invisibly. The script that assumed my best years were behind me, and my role now was to soften, shrink, and step aside. I reject it entirely. Many of us are. You know, my mother never realised the irony of calling me a son of a bitch. Tell us how you really feel. Well, I think I just did. So not with drama, not with bitterness, but with experience. With the kind of intelligence that only comes from having lived long enough to recognise patterns, traps and lies dressed up as tradition. Yeah, that's true. Well, it's more than this. There's a quiet, unshakable bliss that comes with having lived long enough to see behind the curtain. He who smiles in a crisis has found someone to blame. Okay. Just thought I was having... Yes, I like your thoughts, Bob. Yeah, and while we're at it, to be clear, I'm not addicted to chocolate. We're in a committed relationship. Oh, well. Good. So when you're young, everything is urgent. So urgent. Every feeling is the first of its kind. Oh, the firsts. Every loss feels permanent. The ending of our first love. I was 8. It was tough. Yeah. Hashtag reject the script. Every promise sounds original. Oh, Lordy. Not near old enough to say, oh, I've heard it all, Myrtle. Youth is marketed as the crown jewel of existence. Hey, look, been there and done that. It was great, but this is better and far greater. Man, we knew nothing, and the young'uns know nothing now. But wait. We thought we knew it all. And one day... Yeah, one day it's like, no. Yeah. Glowing skin, endless options, limitless possibility. It is sold as the only season that can have this, the only season that matters. Tad of a yawn now. Yeah, because it's not true. But youth is also confusion dressed as confidence. The real bliss begins later. Baby, does it what? It comes after you've watched trends circle back wearing new names, after you've seen revolutionary ideas turn out to be recycled myths, after you've fallen into enough traps to recognise the bait before it's even placed. You know, I don't trust anything that bleeds for 5 days and survives. I heard that when I was about 16 years old, and it's another thing. After 35 years of that, no thank you. I will leave that to the young. Been there, done that? Yeah. Now, how about those patterns? Well, there is a profound peace in pattern recognition. When you've lived long enough, you stop mistaking noise for truth. You see how fear is packaged and sold. The beauty industry, for starters. Yeah, you see how insecurity fuels industries. Like I said, you see how tradition can be wisdom or just old control mechanisms wrapped in ceremony. Yeah, you're never too old to learn something stupid. This is very true. Yeah, I know. You no longer chase every shiny thing. You've already touched it. Oh, yeah, touched it. You know what it costs. That's the bliss no one advertises. Being older means you're harder to manipulate. And yet, that's not about becoming cold or stubborn. It's about experience. And as I said, pattern recognition and a stronger sense of self. The pattern recognition, that's really a thing, isn't it? Yes, Bob, because when you're younger, you're still forming your identity. You're figuring out who you are, what you value, and where you belong. I'm so confused when people don't drink coffee. What do? Get an appropriate amount of sleep, you weirdo. Or you find a delicious decaf, which I've been drinking for years, and no influence on my sleep whatsoever. Yeah, whatever. Hashtag reject the script. As we travel through our stages of life, we can fall into the trap of approval, feeling rather essential. The desire to be accepted, loved, or validated makes it easier for others to influence your decisions. I hate when people say tattoos are a waste of money, like, okay, Deborah, you have a cabinet of expensive plates people aren't even allowed to use. Tattoos are great if that's your thing. Most Definitely. So, manipulation often works by targeting uncertainty. When you're unsure of yourself, someone else's confidence can feel convincing. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, so reject the strip. The strip? Reject the script. It sucks. With age comes experience, and experience builds pattern recognition, builds the ability to see things, people exactly for who they are, and sometimes that's doable. And sometimes not. Yeah. So after years of relationships, work environments, friendships and challenges, you start to notice familiar behaviours. Yeah, right. You recognise guilt tripping, you spot gaslighting, you feel when praise is being used as a hook, you can sense when someone is trying to rush your decision. I was diagnosed with OCCABD. God, what's that? Obsessive cursing angry Bob disorder. There's no cure. And the problem is? Yeah, that's what I thought. Situations that once felt confusing now feel predictable. Oh yes, I'm nodding sagely now. Yes, I can see. What used to take weeks to understand, you now recognise in minutes. Instantly. Yep. Sometimes. Being older also means you've likely paid the price for past mistakes. I'm best man at my buddy's second wedding coming up. Is it appropriate to open my dinner speech with welcome back, everyone? Depending on them, why not? So maybe you trusted the wrong person. Maybe you stayed too long in a bad situation. If you've really lived, who hasn't? Well, yeah, maybe you ignored red flags. Those experiences hurt, but they educate. You ever felt like telling your supervisor, nah, bugger that, you do it? Yes, and then I retired. It was awesome. So pain refines perception. Once you've seen manipulation clearly, it's much harder for it to work on you again. And that, I like that, and it's true. You can feel the subtle tug of guilt, the familiar rhythm of flattery, the rehearsed tone of someone selling certainty. Yes, you've heard it before. That's why we say, I've heard that all before, in different voices and different decades. What's it called when you wake up hungover but you don't drink a drop? It's your 50s. It's called your 50s. Hey, you know what else? What? Texting your kid is like dating someone who isn't interested in you. You know, I say, love you, have a great day, my kid. Okay. Oh, well, at least you get a reply. Well, oh boy, many would be able to relate to that. You don't need to win every argument because you've outlived enough of them to know which ones matter. You don't need to prove you're desirable because you've already been desired. Oh, this is massive, yeah. And you've discovered that desirability is a currency that fluctuates wildly and often emptily. How is it words like turnt, fleek and bay understood, but folk don't know how to use, your and your, Y-O-U-R and Y-O-U-R-E and there in a sentence? Well, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, all right. #rejectthescript. You don't need to rush because you understand timing. Youth believes it has everything to gain. Age knows what's worth keeping. There's also freedom in having been foolish. Oh, glory, yes. You've loved the wrong people. You've trusted the wrong promises. You've chased what glittered. You've believed what was convenient and you survived. You have survived. Now what? That survival turns into discernment. All right. Yeah, I like that, discernment. Yeah. And discernment turns into serenity. The serenity. Been there, done that is not cynicism. It's an earned statement. It's the quiet ability to say no without drama. No drama, please. It is recognising the familiar scent of chaos and choosing not to step aside. Scent of chaos, scent of shite more like. I never called you stupid, but when I asked you to spell orange and you asked me the fruit or the colour, it kind of caught me off guard. It is knowing that excitement and fulfillment are not the same thing. Youth is intensity. Age is clarity. Youth is hunger. But don't you get hungry? Not the same kind. No, Bob. Age is taste, and taste is everything. All right. Yeah. It is. So Reject the script. When you are older, you no longer consume life indiscriminately. You don't? No, you savour, you select, and you discard. You understand that not every invitation is an opportunity, and not every tradition deserves your loyalty. Jeez, not every crowd deserves your presence. You begin to live by design. No script? Precisely. Reject the script openly. The old laws will not apply ever again. There is a deeper joy too, the joy of having witnessed your own evolution. Oh, it's immensely satisfying. It's a lot of things rolled up together. You have survived, you're still alive and still feel healthy and no decline is evident. But you're really old. Quite right, Bob. You can look back and see versions of yourself that were certain, terrified, brave, naive, reckless, tender. You hold them all with compassion. Yes, I like to look at them with soft eyes, not judgment, just kindness. Because you know now, growth is messy, and wisdom is cumulative. Yes, so youth is beautiful. Yes, it is. But it is unfinished. Age carries layers, it carries stories, it carries context, it carries restraint, it carries a kind of beauty that doesn't ask to be photographed. And perhaps the greatest bliss of all, you are no longer trying to become, you are. Yes, that's right, you just are. You know, sleeping next to someone you love makes you fall asleep faster, reduces depression, and helps you live longer until they start to snore. Well, such is the price. So now you're following your own script. Not perfect, not complete, but grounded. Yes, true. Having lived long enough to recognise patterns, traps and lies dressed up as tradition, you step differently. You listen differently. You choose differently. Never ask a man if he's single. Instead, ask him, is anyone under the impression that they're in a relationship with you? God, that's such a good question, Bob. I know. So, in that choosing, conscious, unhurried, deliberate, there is a richness youth cannot yet understand. Yeah, done that, been that sort of thing? Yeah, absolutely, very much so, because youth is a spark and age is, say, the steady flame. And the steady flame, in the end, is what warms the room. Oh, how poetic. My kids asked me what games I used to play on the iPad as a kid. I told them I used to speak into a fan and sound like a robot. Still do that with my grandson sometimes. So writing a new script doesn't mean I wake up every morning declaring war on the world. Oh, yeah? It means something far more radical. I no longer outsource my authority. Oh, I like that. You don't outsource your authority. That I do not. Think I might do the same. On an everyday level, Bob, it looks like this. Right, hold on, getting comfy. Okay, go. Well, it means I pause before saying yes, because I finally understand that my time is not an endless resource. It's got to suit me. It means I no longer explain myself to people who aren't genuinely listening. It means I choose comfort over performance and truth over politeness. Instead of having a nice day, I think I'll start saying having the day you deserve. You know, let karma sort that shit out. Right in the kisser. So as I was saying, in that choosing, conscious and deliberate, there is a richness youth cannot yet understand. It means I stop laughing at jokes that diminish me. Yeah, bugger that. It means I stop maintaining relationships out of habit alone. It means I let silence do some of the work I used to exhaust myself doing. Whenever I'm with my family and someone says, "Wow, you have a beautiful family," I reply, "Well, we left the ugly ones at home." Hey, watch your tone before you get your ankle bit, all right? Writing a new script means I trust my instincts without immediately second-guessing them. I've earned that trust. I've been wrong before, yes, but I've also been right far more often than I give myself credit for. Well, I'm giving myself the credit now. Short girls look so sweet and cute until you piss them off, then they're like little chipmunks with rabies. So don't you piss us short girls off then, Bob. Experience teaches you that certainty doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it shows up calm, steady and unshakable, just like sudden light. Yeah. So in practical terms, it means my days are designed around what sustains me, not what drains me. Unemployed guys out there getting girls pregnant, how come your sperm works and you don't? Quite the thought. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Yeah. So I move my body because it feels good, not because I'm trying to defy age. I speak honestly because I'm done managing other people's comfort at the expense of my own clarity. Oh, praise be! Yeah. It also means I allow complexity. I can be strong and tired, independent and deeply connected, content and still curious. The old script didn't allow for that. It preferred neat categories. The new one embraces contradiction because real life does not.
Oh, I love it. I love how you put it.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. So, as an older, capable, healthy woman with an EHR bank account, earned, managed, and protected through experience,
EHR, what's that?
extremely healthy and rich.
Oh, nice.
Rejection is no longer something done to her, it's something she does for herself.
Whoop, here we go.
She rejects conversations that drain instead of nourish.
Yeah.
She rejects relationships that demand proof of her worth.
Bloody oath.
You better believe it. She rejects relationships that do not recognise her very obvious worth. She rejects systems that underestimate her competence. She rejects urgency that is not aligned with her values. Not from bitterness.
Hold on, from clarity.
That's right. Health sharpens that clarity. When your body is strong, your mind steady, and your independence intact, you recognise that energy is currency.
Seriously, it just makes good sense. I identify as a Christmas tree, lit on the outside, dead on the inside. I also like balls.
Congratulations, Bob.
Thank you. Yeah.
So time is currency.
Oh, yeah.
Attention is currency. And you do not spend currency recklessly anymore.
Absolutely not.
That is correct.
Only a woman who delivered a baby without an epidural can understand a guy who's got a cold.
Yes, Bob. So financial stability changes the equation too. An EHR bank account, whether you define that as earned, held and respected, or simply secure and self-managed, removes the quiet desperation that once forced compromise. You're not choosing from fear. You're choosing from sufficiency.
Yeah, you may ask why my ex broke up.
Well, I didn't.
Yeah, well, difference in religion. She thought he was God, and I thought she was Satan.
Okay. So you no longer explain why a boundary exists. You state it. You no longer negotiate with disrespect. You just disengage. Simply that. Disengage.
Yawn.
You no longer shrink to make others comfortable. You expand to remain authentic.
So important.
Yep, Bob. When you know, you know. There is a distinct elegance in this phase of life. It's not loud. It does not need validation. It is composed of decisions made quietly and firmly. No, this partnership does not align. No, this opportunity is not worth my peace. No, this expectation is not mine to carry.
How to politely tell someone they're stupid. I came up with this. Wisdom has been chasing you, but you've always been faster.
I like it.
Yeah, I thought it was quite good.
I don't think they'll get it. Stupid people wouldn't get that. It's too smart.
Yeah, all right.
And because you're healthy and capable, these no's are not defensive, they are strategic. They protect what you have built, your strength, your savings, your serenity. Rejecting what does not work is not about isolation, it is about precision.
Looking into essential oils, which one is that calms other people down? Chloroform? It's chloroform, isn't it? Yeah.
Could be, yeah. So it is about curating a life that reflects the woman you have become rather than the girl who once felt she had to accept whatever was offered. The older, capable woman understands something profound. Compatibility matters more than chemistry.
Hey, now that's something.
Yeah. Stability matters more than spectacle. Peace matters more than performance. She's not closing doors out of fear. She's closing doors that open into chaos. And the most beautiful part, she does it without apology.
Yeah, so there's no doubt about it.
No doubt, Bob.
Yeah, you must reject the script.
The time comes because she knows her health is valuable, her experience is valuable, her bank account represents discipline and foresight, and her time, now more than ever, is sacred. Rejecting what does not work is not an act of resistance, simply it's self-respect.
I end a lot of sentences with just saying because ending the sentence with dumbass would probably be considered offensive.
probably right there, Bob.
Yeah, I know.
So rejecting the script doesn't mean rejecting love, community, or responsibility.
No, that's right.
It means redefining them on my terms, on your terms. Love becomes mutual, community becomes chosen, responsibility becomes intentional, not imposed.
Yeah, massive difference.
Yeah, so most of all, it means I no longer see myself as becoming less. I am becoming more precise.
More selective.
Yeah, more honest and more myself.
By the power invested in me, I now pronounce you blocked, delete, and you may now kiss my ass.
Anyway, hashtag reject the script. And that is what writing a new script looks like at this stage of life. Not a dramatic reinvention, but a daily alignment, a quiet, powerful refusal to live by rules that were never written with my full humanity in mind. I am not starting over. I am finally authoring.
Oh yeah, I like it.
And that's the end of another episode.
I loved it.
Excellent. So, say g'day to the family for me, give the moose a goose, and we'll see you next time, okay? Okay then, bye.
Bye!